Welcome to the Diplomacy and Business Show. I'm Audrey Marks, Ambassador of Jamaica to the United States. In this month of March, where we recognize women's contribution to history, and we also have a special day, International Women's Day, it is certainly my delight to welcome to the show today a young lady who could have stayed in a cushy corner office as a partner of a major law firm, but she decided to strike out on her own to become an international lawyer. And she not only set up a law firm, but a global law firm that has recently been recognized as one of the leading global law firms in the area of immigration. It's such a delight today to welcome Simone Williams.
Thank you.
Welcome, Simone.
Thank you so much for having me, Ambassador Marks.
Simone, you're a Canadian, American, and a touch of Jamaican in there too.
Yes, exactly.
So it is. It's always so good to hear from you, and you have established a specialty in immigration, global immigration.
Correct.
But before we get there, I want to just hear a little bit about Simone. How did you make the move from Canada to the United States, and the Jamaican connection there somewhere?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on the show. So I am an immigrant story, a very classic immigrant story. I came here first as a student visa to go to law school. I was raised in Toronto, Canada, to Jamaican parents. And I actually was born in Kingston, Jamaica.
Oh, you were born in Kingston.
Yeah, I was born in Kingston, Jamaica. So, and I have both of my parents are Jamaican, so I have the Jamaican roots.
Yes.
And I moved, my family and I immigrated to Canada first when I was 3 months old. So I was raised in Toronto. I got a scholarship to go to law school here in the United States at Howard University, and that's how I ended up in the U.S. And so I'm Jamaican, I'm Canadian, I'm now American, so I'm really the true immigrant story.
It's a fascinating story. And you decided to stay in the United States.
Yes. So I've been here now for 15 years, practicing law. I worked at a major law firm for 8 years, and then I was general counsel to a immigrant investment fund. And I specialized, and now I have my own firm. I opened up my own global practice. This will be our 6th year of being in business here in Washington, D.C. So I'm very excited, and I feel blessed that I have established this firm as a woman. This is Women's History Month, to be able to do this.
Yes.
So this was an accomplishment for myself. Yes.
Yes. And I note that last year you were recognized by an International Pioneer Award.
Yes.
For what you have been doing in international business by the National Bar Association.
That's correct.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's always good to be recognized by your peers.
Yes, exactly.
But it must have taken quite a bit of thought for you to decide not to stay in a law firm and work your way up to become a partner and just enjoy the security there, but to go off on your own. Tell us a little bit just about the entrepreneurial thought.
Yeah, I think that being an entrepreneur, I think being an immigrant, it's the immigrant story that we have to work a little bit harder. We have to find ways to kind of, achieve the American dream.
Yes.
And so I could have stayed in a firm and become a partner, but there was something inside of me. I think my grandmother was an entrepreneur herself. She had her own store in Jamaica. And I think those roots that I had, but also coming here.
Where in Jamaica? St. Mary, Jamaica?
She was actually in St. Catharines. Yeah.
Yes.
But just coming here first as a student, having to make my way. I didn't have a lot of. Well, I have some family, extended family, but my parents are in Toronto. My brother's in Toronto. Having to basically establish everything for myself. And kind of growing up through the system, and there's a lot of opportunities here, and having to work really hard and seeing where can I make my niche and establish myself and make a difference and impact as well. It's not just working and having a career. It's also being able to influence and impact others and influence for the better. And I think as an immigrant, I feel I have this particular story as a businesswoman, as an attorney. Coming from, not having necessarily connections, but coming from nothing to make it for myself. And that to me is a very impactful, powerful story for anyone. As a Black woman, as a young woman, as a Jamaican woman, as a Canadian, as everything, as a global citizen, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for young ladies listening to you today and thinking, I'd like to step out on my own one day, what are your 3 top obstacles and what are the the three top obstacles, and what would you want to give them as advice in order to overcome and to keep their eyes on the prize?
I think I'll give three things that I think. I think you always have to work hard. You have to establish. I mean, nothing comes easy. Don't think you might know somebody. Everything is hard work, and you have to go through the process of getting the experience you need in whatever it is, the path, the industry that you're looking to do. Get that relevant experience, because that's what's going to give you the confidence to go out on your own. I think that you have to understand that the world is limitless. It's boundless. There isn't any lack. And sometimes you think there's fear, or I may not be able to achieve because I have my bills. But if you have that kind of limit mentality, you can't have fear. There's no fear. You have to just go for it. And meet and talk to people who are in the industry and who have the experience that you're looking to. Have some role models and talk to people and get what you need and have a plan, because there's you have to have a plan to achieve. But I think first having a vision and then executing your plan. It's all about execution. Yeah. I think execution is key, because a lot of times you talk and you think, okay, I want to do something, but you're not executing. Yeah. You have to have the vision. You have to have the dream, you have to have the plan, and then you have to have the execution. So those three things, I think.
I think as entrepreneurs, we always have to support each other.
Yes, exactly.
And it's needed. We need more persons to go out there and follow their vision and employ others, so that we can create growing economies.
Exactly.
It is going to be very interesting to hear how your immigrant story impacted your work in the area of assisting other persons to become successful immigrants here in the United States. We'll be right back. It is a pleasure to be here today speaking with Simone Williams on diplomacy and business. Simone has established herself as an international immigration attorney. And Simone, this is such a topical area today.
Yes.
So many persons are struggling to understand the changes in the immigration policy in the United States. Mm-hmm. I know for many Jamaicans, for some reason, they have been here for a long time, 20, mm-hmm. 30 years, mm-hmm. but they never did become citizens. Mm-hmm. And now there are changes that are impacting mm-hmm. green card holders or permanent residents.
Correct.
And if you're not aware, you can run afoul of the law without understanding, mm-hmm. just by not understanding mm-hmm. some of the changes. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us some of the changes that are affecting the immigrants looking to come to the United States and green card holders here in the United States?
Well, I think the hottest new change topic, the hottest change right now, the latest change rather, is the public charge rule. That just was enacted in February 24th, 2020, where essentially it's saying that if you were on any form of public assistance, they would, you know, if you're considered a public charge, they may have an issue with issuing you something called a green card, which is U.S. permanent residency. So this went into effect February 24th. So this rule is not retroactive. In other words, if you were receiving public assistance before February 24th, then you're okay. It's only after February 24th. And if you were, for instance, going to apply for a green card or for U.S. citizenship, they would look at your application and they may not approve it if they see that you've been a public charge.
So it will affect you if you are if you're looking to become an immigrant to the United States,
yes.
to apply for the green card,
yes.
and if you're a green card holder looking to become a citizen.
Yes.
What are the different areas of public charge? Does it include Medicaid?
Yes, I have the points here. So the public benefit is considered any federal, state, local, or tribal cash assistance, temporary assistance for needy families, Section 8 housing, anything involving Section 8, Medicaid. Medicaid is included with certain exceptions, they said, and public housing.
I see.
So, you know, there are individuals who have been public charge in terms of, for instance, if they're already green card holders and they have received public benefits, so this would impact them from becoming a U.S. citizen, for instance.
What would you advise someone in that position? I know Jamaica has over 400, almost 500,000 persons who are maybe still in the green card category. They have been permanent residents here in the United States for a long time, but never made the transition to become a citizen. How would you advise them now if they are, used to having their Medicaid or public housing? How do you encourage them to still go for the U.S. citizenship, and how to make the transition?
It's a great question, because since the law was just recently enacted in February 24th of last month, they said the public benefits include for 12 months or more in a 36-month period. So in other words, if they were to apply right now, it would be okay because they wouldn't have been for the 12 months. So I would recommend that those who are interested in naturalizing to go ahead and naturalize.
Now.
Yes. Now.
You have a 12 months.
Yeah, because it has to be longer than 12 months in a 36-month period.
Yes.
So I would, in terms of, if they were in that stage where there's benefits, because it's taken from February 24th, then you see that they won't have the 12-month period.
There's another reason, for example, if you did not fill out your file, did not file your taxes properly, or did not mention that you're a resident.
Right.
Rather than
a non-resident.
Non-resident. Yeah. Can you just explain about that?
Yeah. So you have to, when you file your taxes, you have to properly state if you're a resident or a non-resident. If you've stated incorrectly, then that could be an issue with immigration as well. I mean, if not filing your taxes, for instance, when you apply for U.S. citizenship, you have to show that you were paying taxes. So if you haven't filed your taxes, that's going to be an issue to become a citizen. But the good news is you could always have a payment plan with the IRS and pay the back taxes.
I see.
So, you could work out something with the IRS. They're still going to accept your money, even though it's very late. You will have to pay penalties. But that being said, if you haven't paid your taxes and you're saying, oh no, I haven't filed my taxes, you could always fix it.
Yes.
It's fixable.
It's fixable.
Yeah.
But the one thing that you must ensure that you never misrepresent yourself, in that if you are not a citizen, make sure you don't tick that citizen box, because that's the only one that can get you into a problem.
Yeah, that could get you lying, like that could get you deported. Those
are even making an error.
Oh yeah, making an error.
Yeah. So we'll be right back to hear more about investment visas and these visas that can lead to green card acquisition and to become citizens. We'll be right back.